A lot of people think that in order to be free, secure, safe, you need to get a second or third citizenship. And while I do agree with getting those citizenships, if you want a second home, or if you want the option to move to a different location and live there, you don't always have to get a citizenship. You can go straight to the residence by investment. And there's a few countries out there in the world that offer this residence by investment program. Many of them are much cheaper than you think. So in this video, I'm going to walk you guys through the cheapest residence by investment programs so that you can decide where you want your second home to be that is in alignment with your goals and your lifestyle. So guys, if you're new here, my name is Jordan, and this channel is all about achieving freedom, time, location, financial freedom. We're all about the freedoms here, and one of the best ways to be free is to have a second home somewhere. And one of the fastest paths to have that second home is by investing into the country that you want to live in. Now, depending on your goals and your lifestyle, you've probably got certain countries in mind, or at least certain parts of the world in mind that you ideally want to live in, invest in, etc. And so that's why I've made this video, because there are actually multiple countries out there that you can buy properties that will give you a path to permanent residence as well as citizenship, if that is, of course, what you're looking for. Now, just a word of advice here, based on my own personal opinion and experience, is that you don't want to be investing in property for the purpose of getting citizenship only. And the reason why I say this is because with many of these countries, you're going to be buying a property in the hope that eventually it will lead to citizenship. But to get that citizenship, you might have to wait 6, 7, 8, 10 years. And while all that's all well and good, and we can all be very patient to get there, governments have been known to change their rules, regulations, and laws as often and as much as they like. So you might be buying a property for the purpose of getting that citizenship. Maybe it's going to take 7 years for you to get that citizenship, but in the next 5 years, the government's going to change the rules and you've wasted your time. Maybe you've wasted your money. You can obviously sell the property, of course, but you've certainly wasted your time, and your hope and expectation is going to be left deflated. So that's just a word of advice. But this video is all about getting the residence, because you can have a second home by investing in another property, which gives you the option to live in these countries for as long as you like, especially if you get permanent residence. And while you might not be given the same advantages as a citizen, like voting and things like that, if you don't care about those extra little advantages, then it's absolutely no problem to have a few different residences in different places throughout the world, so that if something happens where you currently live, you've got somewhere to go move to escape to, or just to live the life that you want to live. So there's a few different places that you can look to get permanent residence. There's a few countries in Europe, there's a few countries in Latin America, and surprisingly enough, there's also a country in Asia that a lot of people don't realize offers not only permanent residence, but also a path to citizenship. So let's look at the popular options first. Most people around the world, they want to live in Europe. They want to get a permanent residence in Europe. And there's a few countries, luckily for you, that you can invest into if that is one of your goals. So the first place is Greece. Absolutely beautiful country. You can live that kind of beach lifestyle, that chilled lifestyle. Whatever you're looking for, Greece has got that kind of relaxed vibe about it. It only takes 3 to 6 months to actually process the residence visa. It's got the cheapest residence by investment program in Europe right now. And when you buy a property here, you also get access to the rest of the Schengen area. And there's no requirement for actually living in Greece for a certain period of time, at least at the time of recording this video. So you can get this residence by investing 250K into real estate in Greece. Now, of course, that's just the direct cost. There's going to be additional costs for lawyers and things like that. So you can buy a property in Greece for about 250 to 300K, get permanent residence, and that property will give you a pathway to citizenship after about 7 years, as long as you integrate into the country and you also learn Greek. Portugal's another big one. So a lot of digital nomads have been going to Portugal. There's been a lot of property buyers in Portugal, many people retiring there, a lot of expats. They had a golden visa program, which attracted a lot of foreign investors. It's also got a pathway to citizenship as well. So after 5 years of holding a property, you can apply for citizenship in Portugal. In order to do this, you only need to invest about $280,000 to $320,000. Again, I want to stress that the figures are never exact because there's additional costs when it comes to buying the property itself. So you're looking at $280,000 to $350,000 to buy the property, get residence, and then giving you the path to citizenship. There's two other countries in Europe with friendly tax incentives, Malta and Cyprus. So most people that want to reduce their tax, it's going to incorporate a company here or live in one of these countries. Cyprus is a lot cheaper than Malta right now. You're looking to invest about $300,000, $350,000 to secure a property. There's no path to citizenship when it comes to Cyprus. Same with Malta. You're looking to invest about $380K to $450K, depending on the property and the setup that you have. But unfortunately, you can't invest in either of these countries to give you a path to citizenship. So if that's what you're looking for, these countries are going to be crossed off your list. But for most people, just buying a property and getting a residence is enough. The unique thing about Malta is that you can get residence without buying the property outright. So they have a lease option that's worth looking into as well, which means effectively that you're going to be tied into leasing a property for 5 or 6 years in order to maintain that residence. Spain's another big one. A lot of people want to move to Spain. Tax benefits aren't so good, but it's a great, beautiful country. There's lots of places to live. It's a lot more expensive than the other options. You're looking at investing about $500,000 into a property just to get the residence in Spain, and that will only give you a 2-year residence that is renewable. Unlike Malta and Cyprus though, you also have a path to citizenship, but you have to wait 10 years in order to get it, which is why I said at the beginning of this video, if your whole intention is to get citizenship by investing in property, and you have to wait 5, 7, 10 years in order to get that citizenship, just keep in mind that governments are not obliged to keep that promise to you. They can change the rules at any time. Moving on to another area of the world, you've got the Americas, Latin America. Costa Rica is a big one. A lot of people from the US go to Costa Rica, reduce their tax. You're looking at about $150K as an investment to get the residence here. This is one of the cheapest golden visa paths in the world right now. And another benefit of investing in property in Costa Rica is that you also have a path to citizenship after 7 years. Of course, you're going to have to integrate into the country, learn a bit of Spanish, but it's there if that's what you want. Now, let's say you don't even know how to speak Spanish, but you have more of an interest in Portuguese, then Brazil might be the place that you want to invest in property to get that residence. So to meet the requirements of getting residence in Brazil, you only need to invest about $220K into a property. And by doing that, you also get permanent residence from the very start. You have to renew it every 2 years, but after 4 years, you can apply for citizenship, or even just after 1 year if you're married to a Brazilian. Brazil is such a massive country, there's going to be plenty of places for you to select from. Most people know the major places like Rio de Janeiro, Sao Paulo, Florianopolis, Salvador, but there's a few hidden gems in Brazil that most people don't know about. The crime rate is a little high, it might put people off, but if you're looking for somewhere that you can get that residence with a path to citizenship, there's probably no better place in Latin America than Brazil. Panama is also another decent choice. You can get a residence in Panama by investing just $300,000. There's no pathway to citizenship here, unfortunately, but Panama has good connections to the rest of the Americas. So if you're in the US, for example, if you're a US citizen, it might be worth having a residence in Panama just because of its connection to the rest of the region. The property market in Panama is also quite interesting. You've obviously got the more wealthy areas, but there's a lot of up and coming neighborhoods which you can invest in. So once you've got that residence, you can start investing in other pieces of property in those up and coming neighborhoods. And the ceiling for those neighborhoods is pretty high. Now guys, moving over to Asia, there is one country that most people completely underestimate. Many people haven't even visited this country before, and that is Cambodia. They have a My Second Home program quite similar to the one in Malaysia, except when it comes to Cambodia, you only have to invest $100,000 into a property to get residence. And the benefit of this is that you get a 10-year residence visa, which is one of the cheapest in the world. If you haven't been to Cambodia, it's an amazing place. It's starting to attract a little bit more tourism. You've got the temples there. The weather is always good. It's developing quickly. Phnom Penh, for example, the capital of Cambodia, it's developing, it's urbanizing. You've got a lot of Cambodians moving there for jobs. If you buy property here at a low price, the chance of it going up is pretty good just because you have a lot more people moving to the city. It's also attracting a lot more tourism. So there's a few options there for you if you're looking to invest in property and of course make a little bit of money out of it as well. And of course guys, the one that everyone likes to do you've got the UAE. Everyone's moving to Dubai. Only costs you about 300 to 350K for you to get a property in the UAE, which gives you that residence visa plus a lot of tax benefits. But if you're watching this video, you probably know about that already. This is one of the most attractive hubs for location independent entrepreneurs. You get heaps of people moving there from the UK and from around the world really. Dubai is a great place, well worth checking out, especially if you want to reduce your taxes. So guys, those are the cheapest residence by investment programs to the best of my knowledge. I've tried to pick countries that most people have an interest in. You know, a lot of people ask me about Brazil, Panama, Greece, Cambodia is one that a lot more people are starting to talk about. So I wanted to give you guys the best options to the best of my knowledge. If you're serious about being location independent, these programs are the best place to start. Just make sure that you think long term. Try and predict the future in some ways. What's happening in those regions of the world? Is it going to benefit you? Is the price of the property going to go up? That's also another big one. You've got to make sure that you're making the right decisions. And if you need any help with that, just let me know in the comments below, because I am always here to answer those questions for you guys. And drop a comment as well, letting me know what country you're considering investing in. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And I'll see you in the next one.